Hey everyone, how's it going? So go over this week with you, and rough week for Apple long holders and whatnot. Go over all some bad news and then finish up with some good news. So with I feel bad. So hopefully I didn't make have anyone make any terrible mistakes on my behalf. So all week I was, saying down here, just the put open interest just wasn't building up enough, and it just, didn't look right. It wasn't enough, but I was trying to force a trade on both sides. So you had your highest put open interest was 390, 395, just shifting all around, but it was never, some big huge spike like, a mirror image of this, like it is a lot of times. And so looking back on it now, what sticks out? Like if you just pulled up this chart, what sticks out at you like a sore thumb? This right here. So remember, I keep saying this, it's always going to have a bias. So this is your king, this is your queen. If you see something like this, you're only going to want to play the call side. This is going to hold way before, nothing sticks out at you down here. There's no real support. There's no real interest in put. So, it can go lower. So I should have had the whole time puts in red, calls in green, and that's how I should have did it. So hopefully didn't mess anyone up too bad, or you were a lot smarter than me and made the right trade. Going with the rumor that came out on Thursday, when you get this volume, so this is just a chart right here of Thursday. When you get that rumor, an event, rumor, something with volume in it that's going to bring just volume selling, nothing is going to be able to hold. Even I doubt, say the puts were this high at 11,000 puts, it'll stop, it'll cause some buying. But when you just have the media out there in everything, nothing is going to stop that type of selling. So when I talk about don't play news events, some of the events like earnings you can see, or when there's Worldwide Developers Conference you can see a lot of these events beforehand. But there's going to be just a part of trading at any point in time. They're going to let the rumor mill loose and down she goes. So, say you have a trade right here on everything looks good, and then a rumor comes out and your whole, because you only know what you know at the time making the trade. So that's just one of those, kind of sad things with Apple and how rumors get it. So there's not much to say. Just had one of these weeks it didn't work out. I mean, the smartest thing would have been just to sell calls over here, whether it be covered or anything. Going over to this next week here, this is the monthly. So let's get into some good news. You have here, it's kind of a good thing actually. So the stock is at, so this is 385 right here. So the stock is at 385. And what you have now, you don't have any calls that are in the money, but you have all these puts that are in the money. So these people, so just on these two strikes alone, you have over 60,000 contracts just sitting here. So picture if you own these puts right here, and if you let them go into expiration, if you just, say you own 5 of these and you let them go into Friday, well, you're going to wake up Saturday morning or Sunday morning with 500 shares in your account short of Apple if you go in there. I don't think a lot of people are going to want to do that, and a lot of people close up their options. So when people go to close these, and it may take till Friday, but whenever the day is, usually everyone hits the exits at the same time, whatever time it may be. And so you have right here, just on these two strikes, say the people that wrote these, the option writers, say everyone's 100% hedged, so they sold shares against these. So the stocks right here, you guys close up these 60,000 contracts. That's going to be 6 million shares that need to be bought stock this way. And usually what happens is just like this. It's not so much the sheer volume, the 6 million shares, that's not a big deal. It's the speed at which it happens. So just like this, it wasn't the sheer volume today with Apple, 23 million. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's, on the upper side, but it's the sheer speed at which they're dumping them. It's just, you cannot catch a breath. There's no buys, no buys. So that same thing will come true with these puts when they go to close. There will be no selling there because there will be so much buying that needs to go, and so fast. Could you imagine, come 12:30 on Friday, you still have this much open interest? So in a matter of minutes, you need to buy up 6 million shares. And I'm using a example that's the maximum. Say only half those are hedged, so it's only 3 million. But it'll be the speed, because as soon as you close out, as soon as you get all those buy orders, say you get 1 million buy orders within seconds, all of a sudden black boxes will pick up on that, technical traders, whoever, and it'll keep going. Then you get short cover, and it'll keep going and going and going. So that's the good news. So it's kind of good that it's down here with these puts in the money that will cause it to do that. If it, and say it was right here, well, you're not gonna. There's no puts in the money, so these people aren't gonna close because these are $0. These people aren't gonna close because there's pennies. They're like, oh, it's my home run. Because what if Apple drops $5 in the next half an hour? So they're not gonna close them out. So the stock would kind of sit there. So it's almost better if Apple's right sitting here at this 395 come Friday. Come Friday, because it will all of a sudden, these people close out, and the stock will just start to ramp really, really fast. Here's another little graph. So the stock's right here at 385. In this little chart, will show you as of today. So, it will change. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll update it and put one on my site. But these calls are all out of the money. And from right here, all these puts are in the money. And so this is what it looks like. Just a real super quick graph. So this orange is the puts. So there's 104,000 puts that are in the money versus 28,000 calls that are in the money. So what's going to happen, and people roll their options out. Don't want to get too elaborate in this video, but this is the equivalent of 10.4 million shares need to be bought versus 2.8 million that need to get sold. And that's talking 100% if nobody rolled out, if everybody closed out. That's not going to be the case. You're going to get someone that closes their November puts and buys December puts. So it's going to be a wash. So let's just say half these people close out, walk away with their profits, and that's that, and kind of reassess the situation. So you're going to have 5 million shares being bought total versus, and let's use that same half thing here, versus 1.4 million shares being bought. So who knows if there's just more rumors on top of more rumors, what's 5 million buy order gonna do? Not very much if you just have relentless selling, from people liquidating it. Nothing's gonna stop that. But let's say everyone's kind of over this rumor, whatever, iPhone's never being built again. So you're going to have 5 million shares. Every little bit of buying is going to help. But again, it's not the 5 million. It's how fast it's going to be executed just to start that little trigger. Once you see, just something like this, once you get, that's a good chart. I don't know. But just picture, once you get that first little pop in the stock, then it will take off just because, Wall Street will pick up on it, and off she goes, and short covering. All these rallies start with short covering, or I think start with options covering, and then it goes from there. But that's my good news. So it's somewhat silver lining that Apple's down here, and this should, as long as there's no more rumors and people liquidating type thing, it should fling Apple, get it going this direction, and then real buying in the real market should take it higher. So that is that for the week, and have a good one, everybody.